Hello there, everyone. My name's Ayumu Kagami, and I wanted to talk about something interesting. It is the golden rule for watching shows. And here we'll do it. Another video without my glasses on. So I wanted to bring this up because I have been watching a show and observing the golden rule would make me miss out on something. The golden rule, that's what I've been told it is how far you should go into a series, typically anime, before stopping. Like, watch X amount to decide if you want to continue watching it. Obviously, if you just want to watch something because you want to watch it and that's it, just watch it. It's not an ironclad rule. Nothing ever is. And I wanted to bring up a couple of examples or a couple thoughts about series. I'm not going to say what series it is. It's very popular. I'm giving it another shot, and I am not a fan of it. I will bring up other ones, though, which either set the tone very differently than a series does, or something along those lines. So it has that huge disconnect at a certain point. One of the ones I will mention, I can't tell you the title because I don't remember it, but it started out very cutesy. It's not Madoka Magica, but it started out very cutesy and like adorable, and it was just people doing school stuff, and then you find out that it's like a zombie apocalypse. So like at like the 3rd to 4th episode, you find out that it's like a zombie apocalypse, and like these girls who are like, you saw it all cutesy through one person's perspective. When you look at it, it was far from it. And some shows change their tone a lot as they go through. It'll be really goofy in the beginning, and then they'll hit like the halfway point in the series, and then it's way more serious. An example could be a character dies, and then he was the goofy one and kept things lighthearted, and then now it's more serious. It'd be like if Avatar, The Last Airbender, if Zuko died. Not Zuko. Boomerang. I'm gonna feel awful for not remembering that. But so having, the comedy relief character go away. If Goku stopped doing any kind of joke and everything was 100% serious. If Naruto didn't act funny. So, there can be huge disconnects in them. And, one of the problems is, or for the show, I'm not going to say specifically what it is. But, the show is kind of comedy based. And I don't find it funny at all, which for something that like tries to, it seems like at least it's supposed to rely very heavy on comedy. I don't find it funny. I find it really stupid. And that's always a problem with comedy, is if the comedy doesn't appeal to you, then it won't appeal to you because you don't like the comedy. I just wanted to talk about the rule a little bit. This is super last minute, so I don't actually have anything written down, so I apologize about rambling a little bit. An example of a show that betrayed expectations for me was Attack on Titan. Attack on Titan set the precedent at, like, it was going to be a very dark world where no one is safe, and it was going to be very serious, and then as it progressed, like the first 4 episodes, so well done. And this is why the golden rule is not fact, because as soon as the 5th episode happened, that's when I actually lost interest in the series, and I was done. And it stinks. I have gone through and I've watched all of season 1 and season 2, and I plan on watching season 3 because I'm going to watch it with someone, which is something that can make it more enjoyable for myself. And another show that does it, it only took one episode before it betrayed my expectations, was High School of the Dead. High School of the Dead has one of the best first episodes I've seen in like a horror anime. Not so much scary, but horror in the atmosphere, because it's zombie apocalypse thing. High School of the Dead. That one has an amazing episode. It makes you think differently because a very important character dies. And you're like, what? They're willing to kill off important characters? A lot of animes won't do that. Unfortunately for that show, I would be surprised if you haven't seen memes about it. They overly sexualized everything, and they made the show awful. There's a point where a bullet goes through boobs. Not like through the boobs, but the boobs warp around a bullet. It's so stupid. So they hyper-sexualized it. To the point where it's not even enjoyable. The manga does a better job, but it's still fairly sexualized in points where it's like it doesn't need to be, so it just kind of cringy looking at, like, hey, bullets, men like bullets, men like boobs, let's have boobs going around bullets. It's stupid. There have been shows where the golden rule, or the rule of 4, it could be 3 or 4, because a 12 episode series, 3 is better. The longer it is, you want to watch more of it. Things like Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, One Piece, the longer a show is, like One Piece, if you watch the first 4 episodes, it's nothing like episode 300 or something. So that's always a problem. Naruto, the original series, is very lighthearted and goofy, versus Shippuden, which is lighthearted but also takes itself a lot more seriously. And if you just give up after 4, sometimes it kind of loses its purpose behind it. Partially, I'm bringing this up because to bring up the rule of 4 to people who haven't seen it or heard of it before, and also to talk about the fact that sometimes a show cannot live up to the expectations people set for it, and this is a major problem with a lot of media. People who watch Star Wars, this is not going to be an actual spoiler for the new Star Wars if you haven't seen it. It's just, I heard one comment. They said Rogue One was better. That was it. And it's like, you look, but just that one statement, it's like, well, I didn't like Rogue One, or I really liked Rogue One, or Rogue One was meh, so what does that mean about the new one? Try not to take some of the things that people say as seriously. Form your own opinion is the best way to do it. Even if a show doesn't like really catch your interest, do you want to continue? Or do you want to continue just because you have nothing else to do? Just continue. There's never a wrong time to stop watching a show. I know people say it gets so much better. Just Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball, the original, versus Dragon Ball Super. It's very different. But if you're not enjoying yourself, just stop. Yeah, you might miss out on something amazing, but it might also take till episode 25 before it becomes amazing, and it's a 26 episode series. For the show I'm going to watch the entire thing, because it is like really highly rated, and I do not like it. If it like, here's average, and the show is like right here for me, so it's pretty close. Like, oh, way down here is something like I've dropped. It's meh. It's okay. The fact that everyone has talked about how amazing it is, and it's like, oh, you just gotta watch 20 episodes of it. It's 20. I'm not gonna tell you how long it is. It's over 20 episodes, though. but that's close to the end of it. It's either 24, 25, 26 episode series. So it's a two season long show. It was all done in one season though. So with that, it's difficult. It's like when someone talks about a game, and that, like, kind of bad example would be like The Binding of Isaac. If you said the game doesn't get good until you're like 30 hours in it, I don't have time for 30 hours to play something. I've talked with people before about League of Legends, and they're like, "Oh, you can't make an opinion if you like the game or not until you've played like 50 hours, 100 hours." I'm like, "What? No!" Literally, episode 1, you can tell if you like a show. Sometimes episode 1 is a bad example, but something has to make you want to play it. Now, whether it is like, you really like, if you have a very similar opinion of anime I do, and many of the animes you like, I like. And I'm like, okay, look, it starts off slow. You gotta give it a chance. It definitely gets better. You know, absolutely. Or Friends, or you've just seen the thing is rated like 9.8 out of 10. Definitely go further into it. Don't just push yourself too far. Games like Dark Souls are not for everyone. Animes are not for everyone. I like Dark Souls. It's a very good game, but it's not for everyone. I absolutely understand. There comes a point where people are just, if you get stuck too hard, just, I know it seems kind of lame, but just give up. Like, if you're not having fun, what are you doing? Like, are you trying to make a point? Are you doing it because you need to broaden your horizons? That's actually why I'm watching this show. I need to kind of broaden my horizons. I'm not a fan of several different game series or just go specifically for anime things. I've been drawn way further back from action series. I like romance animes. Every single genre has the same tired cliches as everything else. So yeah, I 100% know that romance has cliches in it. Action has cliches in it. Everything does. For me personally, action series have weaker cliches. If it's a good rom-com, or even a decent rom-com, they have to rely on characters. Yes, they have the same several, like the girl running with bread in her mouth, that dumb trope, or for a while it came that there always had to be that harem animes always had to be there, and there always had to be a girl, someone who looked exactly like a girl who was a guy, who the main character would keep being like, "Oh, hey, she's hot. Wait, but that's a guy? Whoa." If they want to make a character and do them well that way, that's awesome. But it was always just the character is exclusively for that purpose, which isn't good for the character. I want to expand my horizons on it, because apparently this is super good. Try to expand. I can't put my arms back anyway, but try to expand your horizons a little bit more as you go through. That way you can learn more and know more. You don't know if you like it until you've seen it. Exception to the rule, and this is something that people argue with me on. They're wrong. See, everyone has their own opinion, and this is my opinion, which is why I am 100% correct. Because I'm talking about myself, and I know other people who have the same thing. I will not say it's bad because of it. It's just I don't like it because of it. I'm not particular about my art style, but I have art styles I like. I have art styles I don't like. One of the shows, I've been told it's super good. I cannot get over their faces. I would love to see a remake of Madoka Magica. But the character models are like really off-putting for me, and it aggravates the crap out of me. And I'm actually gonna pull up an image right now just so I can kind of explain it, because it's not. If you don't know, Madoka Magica has like cutesy anime stuff in it, and that doesn't bother me at all. Like 100%, I don't care if it's just cutesy anime stuff. That doesn't mean anything. So this is an image from the show, and their designs do not bother me, but for some reason their faces are like so uncanny valley to me. It aggravates me beyond reason. But if the characters looked like this, and I know I am getting like very picky, but it's a different art style with the way that their eyes work and everything like that, but this doesn't bother me at all, so I can't watch the anime because of that. But the art style, if you don't like the way it looks, don't watch it unless something else is very compelling to you. I do not like the way JoJo's looks, because of like just the way that it does the lines. It's very, I don't know, I guess like American, like with the comics and stuff. It's the lines are extremely harsh, and I don't like the direction choices that they've made in the show. I'm not saying it's a bad show. Well, I'll say it as a joke that it's a bad show, but I'm not saying it's bad. It's that I've watched like 5 episodes out of one of the parts that I was told to start with. I couldn't get past it. Nothing in it made me want to watch it. It seemed kind of generic. Just there are people with special powers. They all get together to take on the villain. I know I'm oversimplifying it, but just at least from what I saw at the very beginning of it, it seemed fairly generic to me, and nothing appealed that I wanted to get into it. An example of a show where the art style kind of bothers me, it's not necessarily the art style, but it's the character design of the main character. I think is so stupid, but I love the show. It's One Punch Man. If you haven't seen One Punch Man, he is One Punch Man. He has a overly simplified costume. It's very well drawn, but his costume is super simplistic. This is Saitama, the main character. He wears like a jumpsuit, a yellow jumpsuit, and has a cape and wears gloves, and he's bald. And many of the scenes, the character looks pretty dumb, because they have it like written into the show that he makes like a lot of stupid faces, because he's not taking it very seriously a lot of the time. That would be a scene when he was more serious in it. And I think that scene is actually just something silly because it involved a mosquito and he was like going hardcore at it. Looking at just the character design of him, only him, other characters are awesome, it didn't appeal to me. So I pushed it off for a long time, reading the manga. People really told me to read the manga. I didn't want to because I don't like the way his character's drawn. After having watched it, I understood why they made his character that way. It's because he kind of wasn't supposed to be taken seriously in that outfit. He's like literally the strongest being ever, and he looks ridiculous, and he doesn't take it very seriously, and he drop whatever he's doing because he needs to go shop because there's a sale and he can save money. So, you know, sometimes giving it a chance is worth it. So what I'm trying to say is, and I know this is a long video and it's just been me talking about a whole bunch of different stuff. Don't feel bad about stopping watching something. If you ever have extra time, maybe just like massively halt on watching it, and then watch it like super slowly, like an episode a month, maybe. If you like, people just told me it's so good, but I'm bored in the beginning. Maybe just watch it slow, find the right time when you're like not really paying attention, when you have nothing else to do. That can help. And that's what I'm trying to do. I have nothing really going on, so I put on the show that I was watching. So, but don't feel bad about dropping something, and don't feel bad about not sticking to the 4-episode rule. If it doesn't look appealing to you, don't watch it. It's that simple. There are so many shows that come out all the time. Like, I think there's like 15 to 20 shows that come out each season. There might be more, but that's a lot of shows to watch, and that's only the anime that's coming out. That's not even anything else for cartoons or anything. So just take it one step at a time. Watch things as you want. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed seeing me without my glasses on. Don't expect it too much. I just don't like the shine. But I'll be back in the next whatever I do, so make sure you stay up to date on it. You can follow me on social medias. Links will all be down below. Thank you very much, everyone. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.